The sun had barely risen over Murcia when the gates of San Javier Air and Space Academy opened to welcome its newest cadet. Princess Leonor of Spain, heir to the throne, stepped out of the sleek official car that had brought her from Zarzuela Palace the night before. The air was crisp and cool, carrying the scent of sea breeze from the nearby Mar Menor. The scene was quiet, almost too quiet, as if the entire country was holding its breath. Leonor's first steps onto the academy grounds were measured, deliberate. Her military boots struck the tarmac with a sound that felt symbolic, the soft thud of history in motion. She wore the crisp olive-green cadet uniform for the first time, her blonde hair neatly tied back under the regulation beret. Cameras captured her every move, but for a moment, she seemed to forget about them. She stopped, looked up, and gazed at the massive training aircraft parked in formation. This was no longer the palace. This was where she would sweat, train, and push her limits. As the clock struck 8, the commanding officer greeted her formally, saluting the future commander-in-chief of Spain's armed forces. The other cadets, her peers now, not subjects, stood at attention, watching with curiosity. For the first time in her life, Leonor was not just a princess. She was a trainee, a student like them, facing the same challenges, the same drills, the same expectations. Her schedule was grueling from the start. After roll call, she joined the rest of the class for morning briefings and a crash course in safety protocols. Everything was fast-paced, no special treatment, no royal shortcuts. Leonor's face was focused, almost stern, as she scribbled notes and asked questions. This was not a ceremonial visit. This was her reality for the next year. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. The cadets were led to the runway for their first supervised boarding drill. There it was, the C-101 Aviajet trainer aircraft gleaming under the Spanish sun, its red and yellow tail shining like the flag itself. One by one, the cadets climbed the ladder and took their seats inside. When it was Leonor's turn, she paused just briefly, perhaps feeling the weight of the moment, and then climbed with determination. Inside the cockpit, instructors showed her the basic controls. The headset crackled as she listened to the pilot's instructions, nodding intently. The canopy closed, and for a moment, she was shut away from the world, cocooned inside the machine that would teach her discipline, precision, and courage. When the engines roared to life, Leonor's expression shifted from solemn to exhilarated. The plane taxied down the runway, and though it wasn't her turn to fly yet, she gripped the sides of her seat with excitement. She was no longer just a future queen reading about aviation in books, she was inside it, living it. Back on the ground, the press corps captured every second of her disembarkation. Headlines across Spain and Europe would soon read, Princess Leonor boards training aircraft on first day at Air Academy. Royal watchers compared the images to those of her father, King Felipe VI, who had trained here decades earlier. The parallel was impossible to ignore, history repeating itself, this time with a queen in waiting. The rest of her day was packed with physical training, team-building exercises, and lectures on aerodynamics and flight safety. There were moments of laughter with fellow cadets, moments of quiet reflection as she sat alone in the cafeteria, and moments of pure challenge during the obstacle course. By evening, her uniform was dusty, her face tired but glowing with pride. Before leaving the airfield, Leonor looked back at the parked aircraft. For a brief second, she smiled, almost as if she was making a promise, not just to Spain, but to herself, that she would master this path no matter how difficult it became. Royal commentators quickly began analyzing what this moment meant. For Spain, it was a powerful message of duty and commitment. For Europe, it was a reminder that the future queen was not just a symbol but a woman of action, willing to endure the same rigorous training as her peers. And for Leonor personally, it was the first day of a transformation that would shape her character for life. As night fell over San Javier, the academy returned to its usual rhythm. But for those who witnessed it, the image of Princess Leonor boarding that plane will remain etched in memory. It was more than just the start of her military education, it was the beginning of her journey as a modern monarch, one who leads not from above, but from within. In the months to come, she will learn to navigate the skies, command missions, and make decisions under pressure. But today, on this first day, her task was simple yet profound: to show up, to commit, to take that first step, or in this case, to climb that first ladder. And she did it with the quiet courage that has already begun to define her reign to be. For royal fans around the world, this day was not just a milestone but a glimpse of the future. The princess who boarded the plane today will one day wear the crown. And thanks to her training, she will be ready to fly, ready to serve, ready to lead Spain into the future.